Starting January 1st, we're doing a dopamine detox. At the beginning of 2025, we're taking a break from easily pleasurable activities like social media, junk food, shopping, and other activities. For sure, we're doing a no social media, which means no Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, nothing like that. You know what it is. And also no streaming services, so no Disney Plus or movies or shows, and also no web browser because that's just too much temptation. And the goal of all of this is to regain control over our lives again, because so much of our lives is consumed by media and other simple pleasures that just take away from our ability to pursue and do the things that are important to us. So we're taking a break. I provided a sheet, which we'll probably put here on screen for you to look at, and then also a PDF in the description that you can check out and print for yourself for you to fill out. There is a section for detox items, and then also a little section that's not editable that says no social media, and we just talked about that. But for the other section, I want you to write down things that you do in your any spare minutes that you have when you're bored or if you're on a break at work. Things like shopping, like we said, or like if I take a break from my phone and I'm not watching YouTube, I'll often go and eat a lot of sugar or candy or snacky things, and so I'm going to do none of that. If you're into, like, we have a drink in the evenings, like no drinks, just like taking a break from the easy, fast, pleasurable things to switch them out for more important things. In the bottom part of that document, there is a section for you to put down things that you want to do. So for me, I'm going to be replacing all that time I'm spending on social media and other things that are just taking my time that don't really do anything for me. I'm going to be then instead doing the things I'm going to list in the bottom. So for me, that's going to be knitting or art projects. I have a lot of drawings that I want to do, and I'd have you do the same thing. Write down things that you want to do, projects you want to do, things you want to spend more time on, people you want to hang out with, and then when you want to do those easily pleasurable activities like snacking or shopping or gaming or whatever, you just don't, and instead you do the activities on the bottom. And what this does is it resets our brain to stop searching for the easy, fast, pleasurable things like social media or sugar or whatever, and instead trains us to want the things that have a slower burn, if you will. Think of it kind of like a meal. Like if you have a project that you finish, by the end of it you feel full and satisfied and like, oh, that was so good. I'm glad that I finished that. I feel good about myself. I want to do another project now. That's what we're hunting for. That's what we want. That's what we're searching for. And so when we have the short-term things like YouTube or Reels where you just watch endlessly, it's like a piece of candy and another piece of candy and another piece of candy. And if you think about if you've ever sat down and ate too much candy, like you feel sick and you don't feel good and you're not hungry for good food. But when you sit down and have a full meal, you're satisfied and it lasts a long time, and then you also want another meal by the time you're done with that, by the time you're hungry again. And so it encourages you to pursue the better things. And the same thing happens with dopamine. We are taking a break from the candy things in our lives to switch it out for the meal things in our lives. And this is just for 1 week. We're doing this hard and strict. And then after that, you can start adding in these things again, but in a healthier way. So the average American spends 4.5 hours on social media, or 4.5 hours every day on their phone. And I think if you had all that time to do the things that you want to do, like 4.5 hours adds up to over a day every week. That's a lot. Like you can do a lot of stuff with that time. So we're just taking that time, instead of putting it on our phones, we're spending it doing the things that we want to do. And so now I just encourage you to fill out this form. It's a PDF. It should print nicely, and you should fill it out, and then you notice at the top it says at least 2 extra things you're detoxing from, and then you have to have at least 3 things that you're going to do instead, but feel free to do more of either category. And then just do that for a week and then see where you're at. And then when we come back and you see me again, because obviously you won't see me when you're not on social media, when we see you again and you watch my next video or read my next blog post or see me on Facebook or Instagram, then we'll talk about how to appropriately add social media and these quick pleasures back into our lives in a way that doesn't detract from our lives but adds to it. And so with that, I will see you in a week.